What is going on, everybody? It is that time again for Chess and a Story. I've completed 15 volumes of my Scotch Mega tutorial, and I think I'm going to take a little break from releasing videos so I can drop some other material, and then I'm going to work on a couple other volumes, and then when I'm ready to release a couple, I'll go back and finish up, another string of a bunch of volumes. With that being said, let's dive into this. I had a really tough time on choosing what story I wanted to share, and it's not because I have a lack of stories. It's just because I got 6 minutes to fill with this one, and I don't want to come across like I'm trying to say, like, my shit don't stink, or I'm fucking, I'm all that, or, I'm not trying to be cocky, but this is a good story, so just bear with it. When this all happened, I was probably 18, or 19 maybe. I was definitely under 21. I had some plans for the evening to hang out with a couple girls, so I went around and picked them up. It was Amy, Cassie, and I can't for the life of me remember the fourth one. But there was 4 chicks I hung out with, and we needed some alcohol, so I ended up going up to Polo's, which was on Lyle Ave back in the day. They didn't ID. You can go in there being 12 years old and buy a 40. They didn't care, but, bodega. And after I got a case of beer, I think it was Labatt Blue, we needed some liquor. So we went down to the boat, what was it called? The fuck is that called? The bootlegger, duh. For anyone that doesn't know, a bootlegger is someone that sells alcohol illegally. Like, you could buy liquor all hours of the night, even though New York State, you can't buy it after 9. It was on Clifford, right by St. Paul. It was like the 5th house down on the left. It was an older couple. They were probably like at least 70 or 80 years old. There'd always be a dude sitting in the Cadillac in the driveway watching over the place. You'd park out in the street or the driveway, and you'd go up to the door and you knock on it, and they would open up the little sliding door, like the size of a doggy door, and they'd be like, "What do you want? What do you want?" And you'd hand the old dude the money, and 2 minutes later, he'd give you your stuff. They had 40s. We used to always get like Blue Bull or OE and liquor, and I mean, it was expensive. It was like double what you would pay in the liquor store, but as I said, all hours of the night, and you could be underage. You could be 16 years old. Go up. If you had money, you were good. So we got everything ready, and now we need a place to go chill. So I figured we'd go up to one of the grammar schools and just pimp park it out in the soccer field and pop the trunk, put the booze in there, and pop the doors and blast music. So we did that. And let me break down who I was with again. The older of the 2 Amy's was in my grade. She really wasn't that good looking. The younger of the 2 Amy's was a grade below me, but she was within a year. She was a smoke show, but she did have a boyfriend. She was dating this dude, Mike. I'm not going to say his last name, but let's just say he had very blonde hair. He was in my grade, and Cassie and Cassie's friend, the girl I can't remember her name, they were in Amy's grade, the younger Amy's grade. So we all start getting trashed, and these girls start getting out of control real fast. I'm talking Cassie and Cassie's friend. They had their clothes ripped off doing cartwheels down the fucking hill. And remind you, there's houses all bordering the field of the school. So I wouldn't doubt it if people could definitely see us, what was going on. So all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, I literally get tackled by all 4 of these broads and fucking mounted by the older, ugly Amy. And she's all like, "Kiss me." And I'm like, I just shook my head no. I didn't say a word. I'm like, mm-mm. She's like, "Why not?" I'm like, mm-mm. She's like, "All right, well, kiss Amy, like the hot one." I'm like, "Okay." So she ended up coming in and kissing me and stuff. Long story short, that's as much like physical activity that ended up going down. But the night went off without a hitch, and once I sobered up, after midnight, I ended up dropping off everyone, and the hot Amy was the last one to get dropped off. When it was her turn, she tells me that she can't go home because she had lied to her parents and said she was spending the night at one of the other girls' house. Well, me being the gentleman I was, I decided to just take my car, go park over by my house in a cul-de-sac, and trying to catch some sleep in the middle of the night, and then so I could drop her off in the morning. Now, I know most douchebags would probably take advantage of that scenario, but I'm not like that, so I just, we went to bed, and in the morning, when we first woke up, I will never forget this. She looks at me and she says, "You're a good guy, aren't you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You're a real good guy." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And she goes, "Yeah, you definitely are." So I dropped her off in the morning, and her boyfriend never found out about it. but I think it's absolutely crazy that a bunch of 17 and 18-year-old kids park a car blasting music in the middle of a fucking soccer field at a grammar school, getting absolutely shit-faced, ripping off clothes, being buck naked, doing cartwheels out in the open, and we never got in trouble. No cops showed up. Everything went off without a fucking hitch. And I will never forget that moment of being pinned down by all four broads, denying the first Amy the kiss, but making out with the hot Amy. I kind of feel bad for her, the ugly one. Mingyu, though, I had some balls when I was younger. I mean, I still do, but there's no scenario I use them now. But that more or less wraps things up. I'm about to checkmate this fool right here, and that's that. Let me know. Oh, let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy these chess and the stories, series that I put out, and I will catch you on the next video. Please, if you haven't looked at the Scotch Mega tutorial, do so. And once again, thank you.